What was the cause of the United States Civil War? Well, if you asked Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley today, she would say slavery. But last night, voters in New Hampshire got a different answer. And now the former UN ambassador is in cleanup mode, just as polls show her catching up to Trump in the key early state of New Hampshire. NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer is live for us tonight. And Brooke, this is not the controversy Haley wants with the first GOP contest just a week away.
Natasha, political strategists on both sides of the aisle today have called this a bad moment for the former UN ambassador, who is today clarifying comments she made about slavery and its role in the Civil War.
In New Hampshire today, former UN ambassador Nikki Haley walking back her comments about the reason for the Civil War.
Of course the Civil War was about slavery. We know that.
It's a given that the Civil War was about slavery. I've lived that all my life. But where are we going with that? What are we going to do with that? Are we going to make sure that never happens again?
Haley forced to do damage control after this town hall in Berlin, New Hampshire last night. A voter asked the former South Carolina governor about what she believed caused the Civil War.
I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was?
The voter unhappy with Haley's response, saying he was, quote, astonished she could speak about the Civil War without mentioning slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
No, you answered my question.
Next question.
Haley and her campaign today saying the former governor intended to focus on the role of government and what the Civil War means to our freedoms today. But the moment drawing quick criticism from her competitors, like GOP rival Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at a campaign stop in Iowa today.
You know, I noticed that Nikki Haley has had some problems with some basic American history. She's asked a very simple question and responded with just really incomprehensible word salad.
Businessman Vivek Ramaswamy compared Haley's knowledge about the Civil War to her knowledge about the war in Ukraine. And President Joe Biden posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, quote, it was about slavery. The exchange also a potential setback for the Republican White House hopeful, who's recently seen a rapid rise in the polls. A new poll in New Hampshire showing Haley with 30% in second place behind former President Donald Trump. The Iowa caucuses and New Hampshire primary each happening next month.
She's doing a nice job cleaning it up today. If it goes away in the next 24 hours, I don't think it makes a difference. If it lingers, then you may start to see the impact.
Now, Haley has been asked this question before. In 2010, she described the Civil War as two sides fighting for tradition and change, she said. In 2015, though, as the then governor of South Carolina, Haley signed a law removing the Confederate flag from State House grounds following a mass shooting, a move that then earned her praise from Democrats, including then-President Barack Obama. Natasha?
All right, Brooke Schaefer with that live report tonight. Thank you. And for more on all of this, I do want to bring in Alex Gangitano, White House correspondent for The Hill. Alex, it's great to have you here. Thank you. And when you look at the top issues for voters, it is the economy, threats to democracy, immigration, certainly, health care, crime, not typically the Civil War. Does this really matter for Haley?
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is her response to the response. You know, we've seen her now say that it's a given that the Civil War was about slavery. We've seen her accuse the person asking the question of being a Democratic plant. These are all things that, you know, when you're in the spotlight, when you're gaining momentum in your candidacy, you know, people are going to nitpick everything you say, just like we do the current president and former President Trump. She's somebody who has to be careful when she's choosing her words because she is gaining this momentum. And I think she also is in a situation that if she does the wrong thing, voters will move on. You know, we saw Ron DeSantis quickly jump on the criticism train. You know, he's looking to get the lead over her. So I think voters do care because watching what the response is, it's a question of, is she ready for the spotlight? She has the resume for it. She's gaining momentum as we see, but a response like this isn't great.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.